So I'm sure there are times that you're using your airbrush and you wish that it could just be more like a spray gun. Well, I may have the answer for you. The Iwata HP.TH trigger style airbrush comes with both a fan and a round pattern air cap so that you can switch them out for whatever application. Let's check it out right now. The Iwata HP.TH Highline. This one comes with a 0.50 ounce or 15mm color cup, and as you can see, this one comes with the round or the fan pattern changeable air caps, so that way you can decide on which spray pattern you want. This one sits between the medium and the wide, so it's definitely going to have a wider spray pattern than a traditional airbrush. This also runs a 0.5mm needle nozzle setup. It's gravity feed, dual action trigger airbrush, total control of specialized spray patterns, micro air control or MAC valve for incremental control of airflow and stipple effects, H5 head system, round and fan pattern capabilities. Let's go ahead and take it out of the sleeve. So as with all the Iwata brushes, it comes with a sticker, comes with the instruction manual, which has the exploded diagram. You get a tube of super lube, the Iwata wrench. This is the round air cap. So obviously the fan one is fitted, and you can see it's fitted there. The airbrush has obviously that trigger mechanism instead of the trigger that sits on the top like a traditional airbrush. So you sort of feel it stop, so that's air, and then as you pull back further it's paint. You've got the micro air control valve, so you can just wind it in or out to adjust the amount of airflow. You've got a solid handle, which I quite like, and you can also wind this in to adjust your trigger. So obviously a much larger cup, which is really handy. The lid just pops off. Got the normal breather hole that you would see in any other gravity feed airbrush. Make sure that's always clear. This is a 15mm or 0.50 ounce cup, and to hook it up you just screw that on. Don't force it, just find the thread and clockwise, and now it's all set up and ready to test. First I'm going to test out the fan spray pattern. Just going to use some pre-mixed Trident paint. I've got about 1/3 of a cup in there, and I'm running at about 40 psi. And I'll wind that MAC valve completely out. So with a brush like this where you do have a MAC valve, you can run your PSI higher because you can always wind that in and drop it down if need be. So you can see how wide that fan pattern is. So that's really good. It's excellent if you want to be flat toning something, if you're working on a model. And you can see how fast that's just drained the paint, completely empty. So I'll put a little bit more in, about just over half now. And just get some decent coverage. Even if you wanted to clear coat models with it, this would work really well. You can see it doesn't take long at all just to get a whole area covered. And then if you prefer to move up and down instead of left to right, then you can easily just twist the air cap, and now you're going to have a horizontal spray. So you could use that to do lines if you wanted, but you can see I'm able to get coverage like that. So I've just turned the PSI up to around 50, and I think that's spraying a lot better. Had a bit of gappiness before. It's the first time I've ever used one of these, so it's definitely a handy little airbrush. Now to swap it over to the round fan pattern, just unscrew this. That'll allow you to remove that air cap. You can see you got the nozzle there, and then all you need to do is just fit that one over the top and then secure it by screwing this back on. And now it's completely switched over, and it'll be more of an airbrush mode now. So now let's see how it performs with that round fan pattern. Definitely can do thicker lines with it. I'll wind the MAC valve in to see if I can go a bit finer with it. Simulate more of an airbrush. And you can definitely do finer lines, but it's not going to perform as well as an airbrush will. That said, it is nice and smooth, and you can see you get nice coverage as well with that round fan pattern. So I think it's safe to say that the HP.TH is a great addition if you want something that is more like a mini spray gun but can still be used as a medium-sized airbrush. It's super smooth as you'd expect from any Iwata product, and I can highly recommend it.